guys, welcome to Irene the Educator presents Nurse-Involved Murders, Fatal Attraction. This story is quite disturbing as it involves a nurse, a police officer, and a retired engineer. The nurse and the engineer were married couple that had been married for over 20 years, and the police officer is alleged to be her boyfriend, whom she had been dating since January 2022, according to his mother. I'm going to do the disclaimer and then I will get right into the story and also give background information as far as it is alleged and known. Thank you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for the next video.
Right now, law enforcement is working to figure out a motive in the killing of a husband and wife in the Bay Area. A sheriff's deputy is accused in those murders. That Deputy Devin Williams Jr. serves with the Alameda County Sheriff's Office, but served a year with Stockton Police. And the video here on the left shows the home where the couple was killed. Law enforcement has been looking for Williams, but he eventually turned himself in to the California Highway Patrol in Coalinga earlier today.
KCRA 3's Maricela de la Cruz joins us live from Stockton with more on his background. Maricela?
Yes, Andrea, Lisa, well, what we know is that he worked here at the Stockton Police Department for exactly 1 year, from January 2020 to January 2021. He was then let go and hired by the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. Although in a press conference this morning, the Alameda County Sheriff's Office said that they hired him because they found that there were no conduct issues, but rather Williams didn't pass his probation. So they said that when he was hired, he was a good candidate. Now, he was with the Alameda County Sheriff's Office for 1 year, working as an officer at the Oakland and Santa Rosa courthouses. That's what we know. They said in the press conference today that he was a good employee, and they will be focusing on what led up to this event over the last few months in Williams's life. Now, we know that he also knew the victims in this case, and police say that Williams' duty firearm was used in this shooting. He then got rid of it, and they're trying to determine exactly how all of this happened. Yesterday, he did work a double shift and got out of work at 11 o'clock at night. Let's go ahead and listen to what officers had to say at today's press conference.
There is connectivity between Mr. Williams and the victims. The victims are a couple, a married couple. They do have a child in common that's here in Dublin. This is one of our more upper middle class affluent communities. It's an area where there is not violence. These things don't happen. And so it's very shocking for that part of the community, that neighborhood.
And we know that the sheriff was the one that was in contact with Williams, and when he decided to turn himself in, he was being transported today from the Central Valley to Alameda County. And we also reached out to the Stockton Police Department to try to find out if they were asked for assistance in this case, since he did work here from 2020 through 2021, and try to find out if there were any other connections, but they weren't asked for any assistance in this investigation. For now, live in Stockton, Maricela de la Cruz, KCRA.
The county sheriff's deputy was formally charged today with 2 counts of murder for allegedly killing a married couple in Dublin. Our crime reporter Henry Lee was in court today and joins us now with the new information in this case. Henry.
Well, Heather, the gunshots were heard on a 911 call made by the husband as he was killed. And now the deputy's been charged with special circumstances murder. That means he could face life in prison without parole if he's convicted. Alameda County Sheriff's Deputy Devin Williams Jr., now a criminal defendant, charged with 2 counts of murder in the shooting deaths of a married couple in Dublin. A crime even more shocking because the alleged 24-year-old gunman had a promising future.
He's a bright, caring, articulate individual, and it's a tragedy.
Authorities say Williams shot and killed 57-year-old Benison Tran and his wife of 2 decades, Maria Tran, at the couple's home in Dublin. Both were shot in the head and neck. Investigators say Williams had been involved in a romantic relationship with Maria Tran, who was a nurse. Sources tell me the killings may have resulted from jealousy connected to a love triangle. I've learned Benison Tran, a retired civil engineer for the city of Santa Clara, called 911 to report an intruder at their home at 12:45 Wednesday morning. 6 gunshots could be heard on the 911 call, and he dropped the phone. Authorities say Williams took off in his car. When Dublin police arrived and asked who did it, a witness said Devin, and he's a cop. 6 shell casings were found at the crime scene. Police say the 9mm ammunition matches those used by the sheriff's office. On Friday, the Alameda County DA charged the deputy with 2 counts of murder and special circumstances of multiple murder and murder to avoid arrest, but his arraignment was delayed. Relatives and friends of the deputy declined to comment afterward. A cousin tells me 42-year-old Maria Tran was kind-hearted, loving, and always went above and beyond as a frontline nurse during the COVID pandemic.
I expect that the defense will reveal itself as the case proceeds.
Defense attorney Jesse Garcia would not comment on the evidence.
It's profoundly tragic what happened. Nothing that we do or say in this courtroom is going to change the lives of the family of the victims.
Deputy Williams has been served with a notice of termination. He's being held without bail at Santa Rita Jail in Dublin, where he had worked an overtime shift just hours before the killings. Live in the studio, Henry Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Red Table Talk is
Early in the morning on September the 7th, 2020, he has been fired, as well as reportedly he could spend the rest of his life in prison without parole. Now, here's the part where you may want to exit, because if you're into all this different stuff that's going on, that's your business. But all this, of course, is alleged that she had a relationship with the man and she was married. So if you look at Exodus 22-17, it has all the commandments, and there's quite a few that were broken. So you got to know that 2 shall be one flesh. What the husband and the wife does affects the other, and cheating can be very dangerous. Now, some people can tolerate it, but some don't. And if you look at Mark 10:7-8, for this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the 2 will become one flesh. So they are no longer 2, but one flesh. Condolences to the family and loved ones, and remember, these things of her and him having a relationship is alleged, so be wise and treat others the way you want to be treated. And that requires no effort, just to have a heart. Like, share, and subscribe, and comment. Thank you.